In August 2025, a serious traffic accident occurred in Florida, involving an Indian illegal immigrant driver named Harjinder Singh. He was charged with making an illegal U-turn on a highway, causing a car to crash into his truck, resulting in the deaths of 3 American citizens. Singh faces manslaughter charges, sparking intense debate about immigration policies, driver's license issuance, and traffic safety. Shockingly, this Indian immigrant lacked basic English skills and did not recognize most traffic signs, yet he managed to enter the U.S., obtain a highly demanding commercial truck driver's license, and secure work. 3 vibrant lives were lost because of this law-breaking fraud, leaving their families devastated. Yet, while the media fiercely condemned the illegal operations of Indian immigrants, the Indian community launched a petition with over 2.6 million signatures, demanding leniency for Harjinder Singh. I want to ask, as I've repeatedly mentioned in my videos, has India's moral system completely collapsed? Does the word shame even exist in their dictionary? Integrity and rule-following seem like luxuries in Indian society. Are my views smearing India? I challenge those who attack me in my video comments, accusing me of racism, to step forward and answer. Hasn't the impact of this nation and its people on global moral, legal, and civilized systems pushed past many people's limits? Shouldn't all countries seriously discuss and collectively address this? In Canada, a similar tragedy occurred involving an Indian immigrant who illegally obtained a driver's license, caused a fatal traffic accident, and fled for over 6 months before being caught. In the Florida case, Harjinder Singh appeared cold and unaffected throughout, seemingly undisturbed by the incident. Shouldn't such societal menaces face decades in prison as a matter of course? Should they be lightly punished and released to continue endangering society? I'm deeply curious. What are these 2.6 million Indian petitioners calling for leniency for Harjinder Singh really after? If someone enters the U.S. illegally, aren't they taking resources meant for legal immigrants, blocking their paths? By obtaining a truck driver's license through illegal means without understanding English signs, is that fair to those who study hard and invest significant time? His job as a truck driver was itself gained through fraud. Isn't this a hallmark of Indian immigrants? How many Indian immigrants dare to stand up and say their documents are genuine? Their academic credentials, immigration papers, and loan applications are often fake. Once they arrive in Western countries, they gradually dominate various roles, engaging in rampant unethical competition, banding together to exclude other ethnic groups and gain advantages. Once an Indian employee enters an examination or auditing institution, they replicate like a virus, opening doors for other Indian immigrants. This is precisely why Harjinder Singh, despite not knowing basic English words, could obtain a driver's license. If other ethnic groups face legal consequences for breaking the law, but Indian immigrants are forgiven, what's the point of the law? Why not just adopt India's caste system to govern nations or replace laws with Hindu or Sikh teachings? If that's the case, wouldn't staying in India be best? Why immigrate at all? I'm genuinely curious. Indians don't even love their own country. They litter in India, severely polluting the Ganges River, and flee the country at the first opportunity. Why do Western countries accept these Indian immigrants? If they don't love their homeland, will they love Canada, the US, Australia, New Zealand, or the UK? The key issue is that you can't criticize India online without being collectively reported and accused of racism. I ask these people, if India is so great with no flaws, why flee it? Why stay in your own country only to disrupt others? A few days ago, I posted a video about Indians picnicking in China's Everest Nature Reserve in Tibet, littering everywhere. Chinese people were furious, questioning why the government opened visas to India. In China's trade-heavy provinces like Guangdong and Zhejiang, chambers of commerce regularly train businesses on fraud prevention when dealing with Indian companies and individuals. The Chinese have developed a strategy for handling Indians. Never trust their words. Absolutely distrust them. Use the strictest measures to guard against them. Let them prove their reliability through actions, and only then gradually grant trust. Anyone who skips this process will inevitably face a tragic outcome. Recently, DJI rejected a 1.5 billion rupee drone contract from India because the Indians demanded to pay 25% upfront and the rest later. DJI gave them no chance, outright rejecting the contract and refusing delivery. Similarly, BYD required full payment upfront for India's bus orders, refusing to ship otherwise. Yes, you can choose not to do business with Indians, but never trust them first. Once goods arrive in India, you'll never see the remaining payment. Or you could learn from the French, who priced the Rafale at 3 times the cost of an F-35. The Indians paid 1/3 upfront, and the French likely profited already, but they'll probably never see the rest, especially after Pakistan shot down 3 Rafales, and Dassault's collection efforts received no response. In China, no one discriminates against Indians, but when dealing with them, the Chinese strictly follow protocols to protect themselves. Chinese vloggers won't be accused of racism for posting videos about Indians littering in Tibet because, in the Chinese worldview, there's only right and wrong, no emotional blackmail. Yet, in Western countries, the left's advocacy for diversity has become a weapon for minority groups. Criticize them, and you're accused of undermining multiculturalism. In Toronto areas like Mississauga and Brampton, Indians make up nearly half the population. During major Indian festivals, they celebrate wildly. To secure votes, shameless politicians eagerly participate, expressing support for the Indian community. But these shameless politicians, especially former Prime Minister Trudeau and his clownish party, have you considered that if Indians exceed half the population and hold voting power, will your pandering still win their votes? Why do Indians keep getting exposed for defecating on beaches, engaging in unfair business practices, forging academic credentials, using fake documents to secure loans, stealing, bathing in natural lakes, littering, and ignoring traffic rules, yet they still receive the highest immigration quotas? Because once Indians control an institution, they frantically bring in their own people. Shameless politicians, fearing voter backlash, dare not offend them. So, the white people complaining online are powerless against Indians, and the Five Eyes countries are rapidly becoming Indianized. Trump's administration has curbed this Indianization to some extent, but it doesn't solve the root issue. Western political correctness has handed interpretive power to minority groups. Many Chinese immigrants to Western countries regret it, feeling like they've stepped into India the moment they exit Vancouver or Melbourne airports. Of course, Indian immigrants shouldn't feel smug. All Indians share the same label. The world's growing disdain and resistance to this label will backfire on you. When your compatriots ask you to sign a petition begging leniency for a scoundrel, you shouldn't support it. Instead, you should educate them to abandon such foolish actions. Otherwise, you'll one day reap the bitter consequences of your own making. Though I'm an atheist, I believe that if a God exists, they must be just, and groups that commit widespread wrongs will face retribution. I hope Indians watch my videos carefully. I don't discriminate against you. In fact, only your uncivilized behavior makes you discriminated against.